Hey everyone, it is the opening edition of the Josh and Joe Browns recap. This is the first time we've done this, so we're hoping it's good. We hope to do this on a more positive note the rest of the season, but I guess we'll see on that. But following that embarrassing loss today, 38-6 in the opening game of the season at Baltimore, we're here to discuss sort of the statistics and just go through some of the plays that happened or didn't happen or we wish would have happened. But yeah, so I'm Josh. This is the first time I've ever done this, so I'm hoping it's well. And this is one of the first times I think Joe's drawn live too. So there's Joe Gilbert for you.
Hey, well, I'm happy to be here. I wish it was on better terms today, but here we are talking about another season opener loss.
Yeah, so today was the 16th straight season opening loss. They haven't won since 2004. That's the only time they've won.
I do remember that game, but
it's like a tradition. I mean, at least they're consistent, right? It's one of the only consistencies they have is losing week one.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, so first we'll start off with we'll just go kind of play by play. I guess not play by play, but kind of like from start to finish of the game. The game started with Nick Chubb 11-yard run, which obviously was pretty good. But then it turned into Baker getting two straight tip balls by Calais Campbell. The second one was intercepted. And it seemed like after that point, it only went downhill for the Browns. What do you think about that, Joe?
Yeah, the flow was pretty good in the first 5 plays or so. Quick passing, good zone running for the first couple snaps there, and then those tip passes just kind of like got the offense into a funk, and they seemingly never got out of it. They got out of it for stretches, but it wasn't very good. That Calais Campbell is just another huge addition to Baltimore already good defense. So
it seems like Baltimore keeps making it seems like Baltimore keeps making all the right moves and draft picks, and it makes them just so much better than what the Browns are currently. And we experienced that today with Calais Campbell and J.K. Dobbins and those types of guys. I mean, Calais Campbell was an off-season addition, and he dominated today for them. And then J.K. Dobbins had 2 touchdowns at the draft pick for him, and they already have Mark Ingram and Lamar Jackson as their dual threat, technically running back, quarterback. But now they add J.K. Dobbins to that 3-headed monster, and I mean, there's only so many weapons you can have, and it seems like they just keep adding weapons while the Browns defense. I mean, the Browns defense looked bad today. I guess the injuries kind of pile up on that too. But I mean, I don't even know what to say about the defense. Mark Andrews dominated. When was the last time the Browns knew how to guard a tight end or cover a tight end? That's my question.
Oh man, it's been years.
Let's see. Mark Andrews had 5 catches, 58 yards, 2 touchdowns on 6 targets. And I think both the touchdowns were basically wide open. I mean, I could have gone out there and caught him, to be honest. Yeah. I'm not that athletic anymore.
Yeah, the first one was wide open, but it was a off-target pass, but it made it look easy with a one-handed catch. But the defense, I wasn't expecting, given all the injuries in the secondary and the linebackers, I didn't expect them to be great, but some of it was just for the good stretch in the second and third quarters, they were just running wide open with no resistance.
I mean, I know Myles Garrett and Larry Ogunjobi and those front guys are good, but when you don't have linebackers and Denzel Ward's technically your only good defensive back, I mean, even a team like Baltimore, which is run first, they're going to find wide open guys like they did all the last 3 quarters of the game today.
Yeah. If the Browns didn't get any pressure, it was pretty much they had no chance. I think Lamar had maybe 3 or 4 seconds, and he would find somebody wide open. It was if the pressure didn't do anything, it was bad news for the Browns.
Yeah. All right, so let's. By the way, Lamar Jackson, 20 of 25, 275 yards, 3 touchdowns, and I mean he's not considered a throwing quarterback. You cannot let a guy like Lamar Jackson complete 80% of his passes.
Yeah, the thing is with him, like for much of the first half, like the passes, they weren't hard. Like guys were just wide open. It was quick passing. It was what I hope the Browns be sometime.
Yeah.
In the near future with Stefanski.
For the last 2 decades, we've hoped that.
Yeah, they made it just so easy for him to just be successful with his passing, and he knew where to throw it on the right time, and he did really well.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get to it a little bit later, but that 99-yard touchdown drive would seem like a dagger, and that was so early on. But I mean, Baltimore's offense was able to do anything, and it was 99 yards. Yeah. 10 plays, 99 yards, and they made it look easy.
That was pretty much the end of the game there. That was that whole sequence we'll talk about later. But
before we get too far ahead of ourselves, all right. So let's go to another bad point of the game.
Which one is
7-0? True. 7-0. The Browns had the ball on their own 31-yard line, 4th down, and they do a fake punt.
Oh my God!
I don't know if that was scripted, like if it was a certain look, like if they said it, hey, if we get this look during the game, we're gonna do it, or that was like on like instant. I don't know who called it. I know Stefanski took blame for it, but I mean every head coach is gonna do that.
Yeah.
But what in the heck are you doing?
It sure looked like they got a look that they saw in practice that they would do this fake punt, but man, that's awful field position to just do it there. And they actually had the opportunity if they actually block the guy, the former Brown, I would say, LJ Fort, but they just blew the block and it was over from there. But,
former Brown making a play against the Browns. Love to see it. All right, so the next one I don't even want to talk about that fake play anymore because that was just a disaster waiting to happen.
Yeah.
The only good thing that came of that was the Browns defense looked good on that following drive and held Baltimore to a field goal. So 10-0. Yeah. And then the next couple drives, it was Chubb and Kareem Hunt looking like a two-headed monster, which is what we were hoping for. And yeah, the potential of them two is really good. The problem is that when you are down all game, there's only so much that two running backs can do out of the backfield. And we've yet again experienced that just like we did last season. Yeah. So Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt get the team down in the red zone, and then David Njoku with the first touchdown catch of the game, which is I would have put money down on anyone being the first touchdown reception, it would not have been David Njoku. No. He did really well, though, surprisingly. He was the best. Him and Jarvis were by far the best receivers.
Yeah.
OBJ
that was great.
Austin Hooper. You go.
Yeah, that was a great play in the goal line. Last year was like a just terrible execution on the goal line. So that was a nice play call there and to get a wide open Njoku. But yeah, that was about the highlight of the game there.
Yeah, the highlight of the game, and it was it made it 10. Oh, and then another 10-6 because Austin Seibert, just like he did last year, came down and missed another extra point to start the season.
I just want to get it in. He was just terrible. I've never seen a kicker he wasn't even close on the PAT hit the bar, and then the next one wasn't even close. Like
I don't know if he's in his own head or if he's just that bad.
I don't know. I think it's the Friday fumble curse, maybe.
I think it might be the end of Seibert, though, unfortunately. I mean, they have a freaking kicker on the practice squad. How many kickers are on the practice squad across the league? I bet you very, very minimal.
Very minimal, yeah. And the kickoffs weren't even good either. He wouldn't even get any kick like out of the end zone or anything. It was going to like the goal line. Like it was, he was just not great.
If you're a kicker and you're not good at kicking, chances are you're not going to be good in the NFL. I think that's what the Browns have learned there.
That is true.
Unfortunately. And the Browns spent a 5th-round pick on him, but we won't talk about that.
No, God. Stop picking kickers.
All right, so Larry Ogunjobi forced that fumble, and Myles Garrett recovered it. That was a good play of the game, too, defensively. And then, so that 10-play, 99-yard penalty or 99-yard touchdown drive by Baltimore, was that following the 4th and 41?
No, the 99-yarder was the let's see.
I think it was the 4th and 41. It was 3rd and 41 and 4th and 41, which credit to Stefanski. Last year, Freddie Kitchens would have called a timeout to not have to delay the game to make it 4th and 36 instead of 4th and 41. But how often do you see a 4th and 41 play?
Yeah, right. That drive was really good, too. They were like moving down the field, and then it started with the OBJ face mask on offense, which you only see on the Browns, offensive face mask. And then it just got worse and worse from there.
It was one of OBJ's only good moments of the game, and he ruined it by a face mask, too.
Yeah, he had a rough game.
I don't know what the Browns have a really good player.
Yeah, I don't know what they were talking about the IV, and then they never went back to it. Like, he got an IV during halftime. Like, did he get sick or? Yeah, that was kind of a weird situation. They didn't really talk about.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I mean, by that point in the game, that 99-yard touchdown drive seemed like it was made it 17-6. It seemed like the Browns could never really recover after that. And to make it even worse on that, I think on the next drive or the couple drives after that was the OBJ dropped catch, easy catch on 3rd and 2. And then Seibert comes down, misses the field goal, and then Baltimore goes down and scores another touchdown.
That was the game there. Yeah, that was the game there. It was what, a 14-point swing there, possibly.
Yeah. The Browns would have had the ball inside the red zone and instead missed an extra point and gave it back to Baltimore.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to be a star wide receiver in the league, you have to make catches like that.
Oh, yeah. There's no – we keep making excuses for him, but it's – last year was injuries. I'll give him that, but this year he's got no excuse. He's got to make that catch.
Yeah. Yeah, so, I mean, and then at the end of the game, when the game was already over, Jedrick Wills, leg injury, questionable to return, and on the TV broadcast, they said he can barely put any weight on his leg. And the Browns now play Thursday night.
That was probably the worst part of this game. I didn't expect a win, but these injuries, I think they lost Jacob Phillips, which is the linebacker core is already thin as it is. Jedrick Wills is out, and hopefully he'll be back soon. And then I think Conklin went out for a second. I'm not sure if he came back.
I didn't see that. I may or may not have turned the channel though in like the start of the fourth quarter.
I don't think anyone blamed you on that. But yeah, the injuries just they can't afford, especially in the secondary on defense. They just can't afford these things.
Yeah, linebacker and secondary on defense, and then offensive line, and that's literally where the 3 injuries happened.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess not 3, but they were already without Greedy Williams and Grant Delpit. So,
right.
But yeah, I mean, that Wills injury, if he could have put any weight, I didn't see the post game, but if he could have put any weight on his leg, it's probably not looking good for 4 days from now.
No, 4 days. Yeah, Thursday's already. If you're dinged up on a Sunday and you have a Thursday game, those injuries usually don't allow you to play the next game. So it's gonna be another rough one.
Yeah. I told myself going into this game that I can't get too high if the Browns look really good. I don't know why I even thought that in the first place. And I can't get too low if they look bad. Obviously, they looked really bad. But it's Baltimore. We knew it was going to be the toughest game of the season, week 1. And when you add in that they barely had any training camp, didn't have any preseason games to get to learn the offense, nothing like that. I mean, there's only so much I can put into it. But then again, it's the Browns. I mean, they look bad today.
Yeah. I had the same way. I was not expecting a win. I hoped for a close game, that they showed signs, which I saw a couple signs on offense, but yeah, the thing I just wanted to do is just get healthy, stay healthy at least, which we didn't do, and just so signs of that there is improvement. Because that this offseason has just been everything could go wrong for the Browns did in terms of a shortened preseason, no mini camps, pretty much no on-field mini camps, and then injuries throughout training camp and no preseason games. It was just it was an uphill battle to play Baltimore week 1, which is probably the worst matchup they could have had this in game 1, given what Baltimore is, a veteran team with pretty much everybody back from their offense and defense. And it wasn't a great, every circumstance that was there for the Browns just went against them. And it was everything downhill from there.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I'm glad that they got the worst game out of the way week 1 of the season, but it's also bad because now they looked really bad.
Yeah.
And now have to work their way up. I think I'd rather have an easy start to the season. That way you gain some confidence,
right?
Gel together, stuff like that, and then have the harder games at the end. But I mean, nothing ever goes the Browns' way. So why would I expect that? Herbert Taylor said 7-9 team, not a dumpster fire, just a garbage can fire. I kind of like that. Just a garbage can fire right now, not a dumpster fire.
It's a small fire that could build into it could build into a dumpster fire, but right now it's just a garbage fire.
It's just a garbage fire. But yeah, Thursday night, I'm definitely I don't have good feelings for this team right now. But Thursday night's definitely a true test. I mean, Bengals at home, obviously home field advantage doesn't matter much this season. But yeah, it's the Bengals, very winnable game. The only problem is that it's a short week, but it's also a short week for the Bengals. They're actually playing right now. So it's even a couple hours of a shorter week for them.
Yeah, so I don't know what to expect. This game didn't really show you anything what you can take forward, really. The defense was just hampered with injuries in the secondary, and the offense nothing was clicking yet, which is understandable after the offseason. But yeah, I don't know what to expect come Thursday, but it's a win. It's a game that you need to win if you're gonna battle for the playoffs. The 7th, I don't think they're gonna get into win the division. But there's a three wild cards this year, so it's another extra opportunity for them. But it's got to start Thursday if they want to get into the playoffs in here.
For sure. I mean, yeah, playoffs are a hard thing to look at right now when they just lost 38-6. But I guess with the 3 wild card spots, it's certainly possible. Especially, I mean, who knows? Maybe things will work out, but I guess we'll see. But yeah, with the Thursday night, Joe and I are planning on doing this after every game or in the days following every game. But with the Thursday night game, I'm not sure how it's going to work because obviously Thursday night it's a work night and the game won't be over until probably 11:30 midnight-ish Eastern time. But we will try to do it either Friday or Saturday. Hopefully we will be discussing a win. Hopefully we'll be discussing how OBJ had an awesome one-handed catch in the end zone and Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt looked really good.
If you want positive news, last year was I think it was a Thursday night. Wasn't it the Giants? Didn't they play Giants on Thursday?
That's when Baker came in.
And that was OBJ's best game was that long touchdown versus the Giants. So glass half full if you want to expect something on Thursday. We'll see.
Yeah, so Joe Burrow and the Fighting Bengals. It's the Browns. It's not a must win, but the Browns want to be a contender, playoff contender. It's basically a must win. You can't start off 0-2 and have one of your losses be against the Bengals.
Yeah, it's I agree.
So yeah, thank you guys for joining us. I know it was short, but hopefully after a win, we'll have a lot more positive news to talk about and talk a lot longer. But yeah, so we'll see you guys either Friday or Saturday or Sunday of next weekend. Hopefully talking about a Browns win. Thank you guys.
Keep the faith, everybody.